Hi everyone, so today, very excitingly, we are going to start a new journal and I'm going to real time show you guys my reactions, how I'm setting it up, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. So the magical notebook in question is this Stalogy Editor Series 365 Days notebook. It's the A5 size with grid. I saw this at my local stationery store, Mono Hawaii, as always, and I just could not get enough of the colors. So it actually came in 3 special edition colors. There was a gray, a green, and a yellow. I almost walked away with a gray, but then I saw that was kind of like a brownish gray and I wasn't really vibing with it once I put it in the sunlight. And I almost got the green, but I have like 500 billion green notebooks, so I went with a yellow, and I'm really enjoying the color selection so far. Just looking at it, it's so cute. And I'm so excited to start using this notebook. I've never used a Stalogy notebook before. I'm a little nervous because I know that the GSM is very low on this paper, comparable to Tomoe River paper, and if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm not the biggest fan of their paper sizes, so hopefully this works out. If not, it's just gonna be a super cute aesthetic notebook. I've already done some planning, I guess, for things that I want in this journal, so I've laid out some pens right here. But let's just go ahead and get started with first impressions and starting some spreads. For some reason I thought this would be paper. Not paper. Cloth. It is paper. It's like a plasticky paper, but it feels rather sturdy, I guess. Hi folks, so this is Editing Mari, and at this point of the video I completely lose all ability to articulate my thoughts. So it's a few days later, I can finally articulate my thoughts, and I will give you guys a rundown of my general first impressions of the Stalogy notebook. So the paper is definitely not as lightweight as I had anticipated. I really was thinking of something like Tomoe River paper that feels like silk. I would say that this is still quite lightweight, but there's some, I guess, strength to the paper. I don't know how to describe it really. It definitely feels a little more robust than Tomoe River paper, which I enjoy. It feels heavy overall as a notebook, like if you lifted it and you picked it up. Which was a little surprising to me. I thought that because of lighter paper it would make it quite light, kind of like Tomoe River paper, but it's still a little weighty. This notebook does not have any bookmarks, it does not have a pen loop, and it does not have a back pocket for any paper ephemera, so it's pretty bare bones. The pages themselves are a little more, I guess, detailed than your typical grid size notebook. So it has the days of, no, it has, I think, the numbers of the days of the months and the month at the top, and then on the left side of every single page it has numbers to tell you how many boxes down you are. It doesn't have that same number system thing at the top or the bottom of the page, which I really would have preferred, but essentially I think it's 34 across and then 48 down for the grid size, and the grid size is 4 millimeters by 4 millimeters, which I really like. I really like also that the small grid does not continue between the pages, so it actually has a margin on all 4 sides, so you're not dealing with any half grid pages or that kind of thing. Yeah, the grid size is super satisfying to me. I really like it. I really like the fact that it lays flat. So I showed the what is it called? The binding, I guess. And it's one of those bindings that allows the notebook to lay flat, which is really nice. Even in the beginning of the notebook, you can see it's laying pretty flat. It doesn't need something to weigh it down too much after a while. The paper does warp underneath my fingers, so I filmed this in Hawaii. My hands are kind of clammy and they will warp the page if I press on it with my slightly moist fingers, which is not my most favorite thing. It also creases super easy. not a huge fan of that either. For the swatch page, which I am doing right now, there's a lot of ghosting, which is to be expected from such lightweight paper, but minimal bleed through, especially in comparison to Tomoe River paper. You can see that my Stabilo Pen 68 definitely does bleed through, but a lot of my other markers, like the brush pens and some of the mild liners, don't really bleed through as much, which was pleasantly surprising, and I like that a lot in comparison to the Tomoe River paper. I will also say another gripe that I have is that it's easily affected by my handwriting. So underneath the swatch page, you can see the handwriting from the swatch page on the next page. It's like indented. I have a heavy hand when I write, so that's kind of my bad, but also I don't experience that a lot in many other notebooks. My general first thoughts, I really like this paper. It's nice to write on, and I really want to work on my handwriting again. So I think I'm turning this into like a daily log journal where I can write long form, or maybe it's morning pages or bullet journaling. I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm just excited to write and use this. What I don't like is that the ghosting is a little too much. I'm gonna get used to it, hopefully. And hopefully I also get used to the lightweight paper, so when I turn pages I'm a little more gentle and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Hey everyone, so it's a few days later and I think finished setting up for the most part this new bullet journal, daily log, not sure what to call it kind of thing. And really quick, I just wanted to do a small haul because I went to Mono to get this notebook, and then I went to Hakabundo because they're having a sale all this month long. So of course I did get the Stalogy special edition from Mono, and I also got this clipboard. It's a laconic or a lasonic, I don't know what how to pronounce it, but I also got this clipboard. It has a clip on this side, so I really like that. And then from Hakabundo, I just got another craft folder because I think I'm going to reorganize my traveler's notebooks a little bit. Another pen loop because I apparently love having pen loops in my traveler's notebooks. I got 2 new Sailor Shikiori colors. They are not going to be in my stationery collection tour, but I just like these colors, at least looking at the tips. I'm gonna test them out today and see how I really feel about them, but I'm sure I'll like it because I love most of the colors in this Sailor Shikiori line. And then I got this King Jim sticker book thing. It's about the size of a traveler's notebook, so here's my standard TN, and it's a little taller, I would say, than a traveler's notebook, but it's about the same width, so I really like that. And the width is for a reason, because it actually has these little folders that you can put all of your sticker sheets in. I've just put in all of my clear sheets in here because having them like all together kind of makes it hard to see all the different designs that I have, so I rediscovered some of the old sticker designs that I've purchased over the years. And another thing that I really like about this sticker book is that it comes with a pocket in the front. I just put one sticker sheet that didn't fit in these sheets in the little pocket, and it also came with these 2 pieces of paper that I can't read what it says on the front of them right here, but if you feel the inside, it's actually sticker release paper, so that's more things to put more stickers on. Like if you have like a flake paper or a flake sticker that you want to put in here, you can put the flake sticker in here and then stick it in the pocket, which I think is really cool. So in anticipation of my move, I'm really trying to put all of my stationery in containers that will be easy to take with me during the move. So I thought this was a really great purchase. It was, I think, 50% off, so totally worth it. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, so that's all of my stationery haul. Now I will get into my bullet journal setup. So in case you somehow missed the first part of the video, this is the Stalogy 365 Days journal. This is the special edition in the bright yellow color, and oh my gosh, it is so pretty. Having this sit on my desk for the past few days has just been so nice to like look over and see it. Like I've never had a journal this pretty that just like catches my eye every time. One thing I did do between when I last filmed and now is that I added these tabs. I want to maybe replace these tin tone tabs. So my best friend got me these really pretty tabs. They are plastic, I think, but they're pretty sturdy and they're actually quite big compared to most page flags. And I really like how they look. They've got very gentle colors, so it's not clashing with the pretty yellow of the cover. And for the most part, it works pretty good in terms of like flipping the pages, but I can see that these will like crease over time and I might need to replace them with more of these. I'm thinking in the future that I will replace these with the brass Midori tabs, but for now these work really great and I think they look super cute. So without further ado, let's look at the contents. So first I start with my collections. I've gotten back into watching bullet journal videos recently, and I really like the idea of having all of the collections up front instead of in the back or in a different like journal overall. So I just have my ink swatch page. I haven't added anything. Wish list page, stationery wish list, bands I want to see live. This is something I still need to fill out. I've only put 4 bands, but I know that there are tons more that I want to see. And all of the stationery refills that I have. So I have like a huge stash and I just keep forgetting it, and I will keep buying more refills when I clearly don't need it. So now I have a reference page, so I stopped buying refills for pens that I already have refills for. And that's all I have in this section so far. I've left a bunch of blank pages so that I can make more lists in the future. The next section is going to be my summer projects page. So I think I talked about this earlier, but essentially there's a bunch of things I need to do this summer to just catch up on adult life and that kind of thing. So reading some papers, disseminating my thesis, changing my name and address because I got married, healthcare, moving in, passing the time, other things that I want to do. And just things that like I have in mind that I want to do right now, but I can't get started on because we haven't moved yet. And again, I've left some pages blank in case I want to make more lists later. Okay, this next section is the daily log section. So I'm not 100% sure currently what I'm going to do with this section, like exactly. I've just set it up in a sort of pseudo bullet journal style. So I start out with a monthly calendar. Hopefully I'm going to write down all of like my appointments and whatnot here and have it in like one place on a calendar. Because my minute manager is strictly for work, I needed something that will help organize all of like my doctor's appointments, DMV appointments, that kind of thing. So I'll write all that down here. Stickers are from Kitten Bun Supply and the washi tape is from Audrey Okea. And then I use these stamps to do weekly setup. So how I have it set up is that the front and back of these pages are divided into 4 sections and they're pretty even. I gave a little more space to the beginning of the week. And then the first box has the week layout, so all 7 days, and then we start going into individual days. So in case I have an appointment, say on Wednesday, I can write down the appointment here, and then I can write to-dos on the actual day of Wednesday. And on the back side, I have the last 4 days of the week. I felt like a genius figuring out that there were 8 boxes, but I could use 1 box for a weekly overview. So yeah, I really like how this turned out so far. It took hours and hours of stamping, so I don't know if I recommend it, but it was really nice to see at the very end how cohesive it looks. I think my one issue is that you can see like the circles on the other side of the paper, but it's not too big of an issue seeing as I'm just leaving this top part for the date and days only. And I also pre-set up July because I think you might have heard already that I'm moving and I might not have my desk and all of my stationery set up for me to be able to set up all of my July spread, so I just did that in advance just in case. So yeah, I have all of my spreads set up for July as well. But that's all that I have in this journal. Nothing like too exciting. It's very, very minimal, which I really like. I think it goes with the aesthetic of the journal well. I might add some stickers in the future, but right now I really like the simplicity of it, especially like given how pretty it is on the outside. Like I don't want to put stickers on it. I don't want to put a pen loop on it. I just want to keep it simple with like my clear tabs over here for now, because it's just so pretty. So yeah, that is my little stalogy flip through. I don't want to call this a bullet journal, but I'll call it a bullet journal for the clicks. I am excited to see where this goes, and hopefully in a few months I can check in with you guys and let you know how this system is working out for me. Hopefully I love it. Would love to have another thing in my system that works for me and that I can do daily journaling in. So very excited. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.